Bulls got the Raptors tonight. It's a game where a lot of people think the Raptors can catch the Bulls in the standings and take that final play-in spot. I'm not so sure. The Raptors had a really good January. They went 8-3. This February, they've been 3-8. They've regressed back to the mean. They're not a good basketball team. And in January, they played above expectations, but now they're back to being not a very good basketball team. Their scoring is down, their defense is down, rebounding is down, turnovers are up. So they're just not a good basketball team. This is a game I think the Bulls can win. Here's 5 keys to victory. Key number 1, who's guarding Scottie Barnes? So Scottie Barnes, he's a player. I think he's massively overrated. He's paid like a superstar. The media treats him like a future superstar. Him making the All-Star game last year, probably one of the 10 worst All-Stars of the last 25 years. He just didn't deserve it. So all that being said, he's still a pretty good basketball player, and the Bulls don't have anybody to guard him. Usually it's Patrick Williams, and usually Scottie Barnes kind of goes a little bit harder against the Bulls because I think he plays with a chip on his shoulder against Patrick Williams because of the similarities. They both went to Florida State. They both were surprise lottery picks. Scottie Barnes, every time he plays against Patrick Williams, he's out to prove he's the better player, and there should be no comparison. We have no Patrick Williams tonight, so it's probably going to be Modest Buzelis, and it's a hell of a week for Modest Buzelis. He guarded Kevin Durant, then he went and guarded Paul George, then he went and guarded Kawhi Leonard the other night. Now he's going to guard Scottie Barnes, who has been an all-star deservedly or not. He has been one in the past. He's a name. So big week for the rookie. We'll see if he's up to the test tonight. I kind of expect a 25-10-5 game from Scottie Barnes tonight. Key number 2, Immanuel Quickley versus Kobe White. They're the same. They're that Spider-Man meme where they're both pointing at each other. They're the same. They're both shooting guards trapped in point guards' bodies. They're both inefficient scorers. They're guys who can get hot on the right night, but 75% of the time, it's not the right night. 75% of the time, they're just taking inefficient shots. They both rely on the step-back three. Neither contributes much to defense. Neither contributes much to playmaking. Neither of them really contribute to winning in any meaningful way, but they're guys who can get hot, so fans like them. And, Immanuel Quickley, his contract is way worse than Kobe White. Kobe White, he's going to be due for a new contract soon, so we'll see what the market is on him. But tonight's game, it's going to hinge on that matchup. Which one of them gets hot from three? Which one of them starts going off? That's going to be key. Key number 3, Zach Collins. So I've seen enough. I've totally seen enough. We can sit Vooch for the rest of the year. Zach Collins, he's a good player. He's a good starting center. Maybe not a great start. I mean, definitely not a great starting center. Let's not get carried away. Maybe not even a good starting center on a playoff team or a winning team, but for this Chicago Bulls team, he's our best option at the starting center spot. The thing that surprised me with him is the passing. I didn't know he had that kind of passing. There were so many plays the other game. He'd get it in the high post, Modest or Trey Jones got like 5 layups off of it. Giddy, somebody would cut off ball, and he'd hit him with either a bounce pass or a lob pass. He was hitting backdoor cutters, and I haven't seen high post passing like that since the days of Joakim Noah. So he's impressed me. I could not have been more down on that trade. I thought the dude was a bum. I thought he was a scrub. And he's been the most surprising Bull in a long time. I'm trying to think of the last trade that took me by surprise this much. When we made the John Salmons trade back in 2009, I didn't think John Salmons was very good. He surprised me with that playoff run. Zach Collins, he's not at that level, obviously, but I legitimately thought this dude was a bum. I thought he was $18 million or $18 million wasted dollars, and he's proven me wrong. He's playing really well. We should start him. If Vucevic starts, we're gonna lose. Like it's so clear at this point that Nikola Vucevic is a losing basketball player. That's just the way it is. Key number 4, Josh Giddey. So this could be a little bit of a Josh Giddey revenge game. The last time we played the Raptors, you remember that corner 3, he came down on Jakob Poeltl's foot. He was out for like a week or two. That injury looked way worse than it ended up being. So maybe it's a revenge game for him because he was having a good game that game. I think he was like 16, 8, and 8. He was having a good all-around game. He's been on fire lately. I said earlier today on Twitter, this is the most polarized I've seen Bulls Nation on Twitter when it comes to Giddey. The 3 most polarizing events in Bulls Twitter history. End of the 2013 season when it was reported that Derrick Rose was cleared to play, but he still wasn't playing. Bulls fans were losing their mind, and it was on both ends. There were fans who were riding for him. There were fans calling him soft. There was no middle. It was polarizing as hell. The second most polarizing time in Bulls Twitter history has to be the summer of 2022 when it was a debate whether we were going to max out Zach LaVine or not. Same thing. You were either on board with maxing him or you were fully against it. There was no middle ground. Josh Giddey, it seems to be the same thing when we talk about him as a player right now. You either love him, you hate him. There's no middle ground with it. So it's polarizing times in Bulls Nation. I hope he can continue this hot streak up. It's been pretty fun to watch lately. So key number 5, it's going to be Dalen Terry. So this is a surprise one. It's been Modest Buzelis for for the last couple of them. And don't get me wrong, he's definitely a big key tonight, but Dalen Terry, he's a guy who's taken me by surprise for the last month or so. He gets out there, his shot looks a lot better. The form still doesn't look great, but it's going in. He plays hard, he plays defense, he hustles. I think he deserves minutes. I like Trey Jones. I like what he brings to the table, but we have so many point guards. We need a little bit more size out there, especially on the wings. I would like to see Dalen Terry get a lot more minutes than Trey Jones to finish the season up here. So those are my 5 keys to victory. Let me know what you think in the comments, how you feel about it. What side of the Giddey argument are you on? Are you on the anti-Giddey side or the pro-Giddey side?